How does this object make me feel like a piece of shit one day and then really abundant on another day? Last year, I worked at a summer camp for kids. One day, the specialists were all called to a meeting. We were all asked to pull out a name out of a hat, and we were told the name that we pulled out of the hat would be the person that we would be giving a surprise gift to at the end of the summer. The condition was that it needed to be a handmade gift. Over the next few weeks, everybody got to work. Any free time we had, we would go to the apothecary, the kitchen, the woodwork room, the art room, so that we could work on our surprise handmade gifts. On the last week of summer, all the specialists came back together. We had this beautiful gift-giving ceremony where we went around the circle and each person handed over their surprise handmade gift. Some people were receiving love heart-shaped chocolate chip cookies, lotions and potions from the apothecary that were customized to the person, hand-carved wooden spoons, paintings, clay sculptures. At this point, I was very excited to see what the surprise gift was going to be for me. Eventually, the person who picked my name out of the hat walked over to me and handed me this. Now, at first, I was impressed. Wow, you made this? They very quickly told me they didn't hand make this. They found this on the ground while they were sweeping. When they said that, two voices came up for me. My higher self and my ego. My higher self immediately said, everything is meaningless except for the meanings you place on it. Do not make this moment mean something disempowering about you. My ego, however, was telling me that I wasn't valuable, I wasn't liked, I wasn't worthy. At the time, I thought I was choosing to listen to my higher self. It wasn't until another week that I realized I'd actually been listening to the stories of my ego. Every time I would walk into my cabin and see the fish, I would feel my heart sink. I was reminded of some of those disempowering meanings that I placed on the fish in that moment. And I would just think to myself, I need to throw this fish in the bin. Now, after a week of noticing that every time I looked at this fish, I felt disempowered, I started to recognize that I was feeling disempowered because of the meaning that I was placing on the fish. So if the meaning that I was placing on the fish had the power to make me feel bad, then I could change the meaning so that I could feel empowered. What else can this fish mean? Plenty of fish in the sea. People usually say that in the context of relationships. When I think of plenty of fish in the sea, I think of plenty of opportunity. In that moment, I made this fish symbolize the abundance of opportunity that is constantly coming into my life. From that moment onwards, every time I looked at the fish, I was reminded of the abundance that's in my life, and I ended up feeling elevated every time I saw the fish. The reason I share this story is if there's objects, people, situations in your life that are making you feel like a piece of shit, recognize that you have the power to choose a different meaning. What else could it mean? Everything is meaningless except for the meanings you place on it. So choose a meaning that's aligned with the life that you want to create.